Hello everyone, my name is Jenna, but you guys can call me Jen. Welcome back to my channel and happy Pride! Welcome to my Pride RECS video. This has a lot of books in it, and it is strictly sci-fi and fantasy, so I tried to pull all of the queer books off my shelves. There are still some in my shelves, I know this. I will try to keep it just to the first of a series or first and second of a series, and I'm gonna go so rapid fire. So if you are looking for any inkling as to what these books are about, Google is your best friend, or Goodreads. Keep that up on your phone if you see one that's interesting to you or has rep that's interesting to you. I will try, but I have so many to get through. So, welcome to the Pride RECS video, guys. This is to build up your TBR this Pride with amazing sci-fi and fantasy books. And I want you, before we even get started here, to go into the comments and leave me your absolute favorite queer books that you've read of any genre. I'm good with romance, I'm good with horror, thrillers, throw them in there because I'm also looking for ways to branch out my TBR. What is that on my shirt? I don't know. Branch out my TBR into more genres. These are just my favorite genres, so that's what we're gonna go for. This is from your resident queer, sort of bisexual, sort of demi, questioning queer Canadian content creator and indie author. So you rest assured, my books are in here somewhere too. But we're gonna start with this sci-fi stack next to me because that is what's closest. But I got my iced coffee, get yourself a treat. It's Pride, baby, let's celebrate. First up, we have Chilling Effect by Valerie Valdez. This has queer side characters of all kinds. I know for sure we have trans rep. It's been a little while since I've read this. Very vibrant, very diverse cast. Such a fun, high-octane sci-fi. Pick this up. Then we have The First Sister by Lyndon A. Lewis. This has some interesting sapphic rep. We also have non-binary characters. It's fantastic. We have Cascade Failure. This, again, is just the typical run-of-the-mill, amazing found family sci-fi. Queer wonderfulness, non-binary characters. Pick this up. It's worth your time. Then we have Hamajang Luck. This is a sci-fi heist novel. We love this. Sapphic, love story, non-binary main character, lots of other queerness as well. Pick this up. We got Bluebird by Ciel Pialot. This has lesbian librarian gunslinging wonderfulness. August Kitko and the Mechas from Space. Very queer, very colorful, deals with big mechas and music. One of the most cool sci-fis I've read. Psalm for the Wild Built by Becky Chambers. It has one genderless main character and also a non-binary main character with Dex. And it is just a wonderful little novella that deals with like questions about humanity and wonderfulness and tea, which we love if you're looking for a short, cozy, perfect read. Then of course we have another Becky Chambers, which is the first of her Wayfarer series. Pick up literally any of the Wayfarer series books because they are all queer in some kind of a way. This first one, also it's a standalone companion series, so they're all connected in some kind of a shape or form, but they all stand on their own. You can read them out of order. This first one has sapphic representation. It's so good. Chain Gang All Stars by Nana Kwame Adjei has sapphic rep, and this is one of the best dystopian books that has come out in the past couple years. It is absolutely phenomenal. If you loved The Hunger Games as a kid, pick this one up. Pick it up. The Stardust Grail by Yume Kitase. This one's an interesting one because it doesn't necessarily have any like romance in it, but it does have some gender play and interesting characters at that. The Blighted Stars by Megan E. O'Keefe has a trans mask main character, which we love Tarquin. And I just love the way that transness is handled in this story because the technology in here, I will talk about this one a little longer, the tech in here is very trans positive. And it is because you can reprint yourself into different bodies throughout your life. You like save your memories and stuff like that. So it handles transness in such a cool way. Highly recommend. Seven Devils by Laura Lamb and Elizabeth May. We got a couple different kinds of queerness in here. Definitely sapphic. I believe there's also an ace character. I could be wrong, but lots and lots and lots of wonderful rep in here. We got Gideon the Ninth because of course we do, because it's lesbian necromancers in space. And it's my favorite book of all time. We got The Principle of Moments by Esme Takemi Pearson. This has a Killian rep, and it was absolutely phenomenal. If you like Doctor Who and Star Wars, this shit's gonna be your favorite. It's gonna be so good, trust me. And finally, the last sci-fi on this list, These Burning Stars by Bethany Jacobs. We got sapphic rep in here. This is like a cat and mouse type of darker, grittier sci-fi. The betrayals in here, insane. I'm gonna go get the next stack. We're gonna do the YA stack next. Of course, first up, I gotta mention Six of Crows. We have a Killian representation in this one. Then we have To Shape a Dragon's Breath by Monica Quill Blackgoose. Very exciting because the sequel has been announced for very early, I think in January of 2026. I'm so excited. Some of the best dragons I've ever read in my life. Incredible indigenous rep. Love so much. Sapphic, also potentially polyamorous. Fun. Legendborn has a trans non-binary secondary character in here. Also, just read these books, they're so fucking good. Oh, and also has sapphic characters. I totally forgot. Also sapphic rep. We have The Hidden Crystals by R. Dawn Raven. This has a Killian rep. We have Who We Are in Real Life by Victoria Coops. It is a heterosexual presenting relationship, but it is very queer, and it is about the gay straight alliance. Just lots of queerness in this one as well. We got Iron Widow by Sharon J. Zhao. This has polyamorous rep in here, which is just fantastic, and our lovely author is non-binary. We got Aiden Thomas, who wrote the Sunbearer Trials. This has trans masc rep and a lot of other rep as well. We have gay rep, we have sapphic rep, we have all the rep we love. We got Alatsue by Darcy Little Badger, and this has ace rep, which is really great. We have The Rise of Kiyoshi by FC Yi, which has sapphic rep. We have Little Thieves by Margaret Owen, which has ace rep as well, and also sapphic rep. And then we have The Poisons We Drink by Bethany Baptiste. We have a trans non-binary side character and interesting rep that way. But this book is also just incredibly diverse and amazing. Fucking read this, please. It's so fucking good. That was really fast. On to fantasy. We're gonna do cozy next. We got The Honey Witch by Sydney J. Shields. This is a sapphic book with also bisexual representation, which we really love, and also has a Killian representation on the side. We have House of Frank by Kay Sinclair. Again, riddled with different kind of rep. We have trans rep, we have sapphic rep, we have ace rep, arrow rep as well. And get ready to be hitting the feels with that one. And also, if you're looking for a replacement for TJ Klune's House of the Cerulean Sea, pick that one up, because we do not support any of the House of the Cerulean Sea books on this channel, because if you did not know, TJ Klune took inspiration from the stories of indigenous people in the 60s scoop and residential schools and wrote that book using that representation, being a white man. And since being accused or like asked by the indigenous community to come out and say something about it, he just has remained radio silent, and it is a little disgusting. Also, the fact that he was inspired by these children who are so othered, he made them into monsters in his book. We don't love that. Anyways, don't read that book. Read House of Frank instead, because this will give you a very similar warm, fuzzy feeling. And it's also better, actually. It's so much better. Cursed Cocktails by S.L. Rowland is gay, has a Killian rep. This Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangha Mandana has gay side characters who I think are my absolute favorite. And I would pay really good money to have a show with the side characters of this. A sitcom-like show would be so funny. But I love. This is one of my favorite books of all time. We got Son of a Sailor by Marshall J. Moore. It has a lesbian side character. We have, of course, Bookshops and Bone Dust and Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. Both of these are sapphic, and they are so very good. Of course, you knew I was gonna sneak my books in here somehow. We got A Second Story, which is gay. We have A Little Luck, which is sapphic. And then we also have A Favored Fey, which looks straight, but is not, because homie is bisexual and she is demi, which we love. This also has side characters that are polyamorous. The whole world is filled with queer normative, wonderful characters. It's everything under the rainbow in Paramount, which you guys are gonna just love. All right, read my books, please, because this one comes out August 14th. And just look how chunky she is. She's gonna be so big, so thick. Now we're on to the regular fantasy. First, before this pile falls, Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse and its entire trilogy, filled with very queer, very diverse characters. We have bisexual representation, we have sapphic representation, all of the above. And read this if you're into kind of an interesting, more slow fantasy that is an examination of the pre-colonial Americas. Very good. Then we have This Beast, Prior of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon, sapphic, a Killian, fucking, this, all of the things. Very queer, very gay. And then we also have A Day of Fallen Night, which is the next one, even more queer. And I also believe the Bone Season series has, our main character is Ace. Don't quote me on that, but I believe. We have Silver Under Nightfall by Rin Chupeko, which has polyamorous rep. And this is one of the most fun vampire-like stories I have ever read. I am not a big fan of vampires, but if they come like this, I'm good with them. We have The Winter Night by Jess Battis, which is a very queer, very interesting retelling of like the Knights of the Round Table. I have yet to read this one actually. Some of these I've snuck in here. I have not yet read, so I do apologize, but yes. We have The Library of the Dead by Teal Huchu. This has sapphic rep. One of the most voicey fantasies I've ever read and most interesting with ghosts and Edinburgh. We love it. The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi by Shannon Chakraborty has a trans character in it. I got relics here. Where's Empire? You guys know I had to mention these. Empire and Relics. Empire of Exiles and Relics of Ruin by Erin Evans. Empire has a polyamorous leaning, I don't really want to say species of people, but a kind of people in here, which is really fun. But then one of the characters that we meet from this shadow person type of situation, he is Ace and Arrow, which we get more of his POV from in here. So it's really interesting to have that as well. We just love it. And then also Richa, Bisexual King. We love it. Also, those are my like top 3 favorite books of all time, that and Gideon. So read them for me. The Sky on Fire by Jen Lyons is, again, found family, very queer. We love it so much. Main rep, sapphic. And it has a really interesting gender and sexuality system in the world with rings. I found it really interesting. We got A Master of Jinn by P. Jelly Clark, which has sapphic rep. This is one of the most fun, like, mystery fantasies I've read. It's Magical Cairo. We also have another L.R. Lamb book with Dragonfall. This, very, very queer. Our main character is non-binary. And we also have some interesting, I think, sapphic rep and Achillean rep. We got all sorts of stuff. And again, another world that has really interesting gender identity representation in it. It's great. We have A Marvelous Light by Freya Marsk. This is more of a fantasy romance than anything. This is very fun. It's kind of like Witchlight, which, where did I put that? I had it in my stacks. Not Witchlight, Witchmark, apologies, by C.L. Polk. This entire trilogy, actually both of these trilogies, fantastic. Interconnected, kind of standalone stories, but they have arcs that go through all 3 books that are like just all 3 books follow different relationships in these worlds as like the main story is happening. So highly recommend both of these. They're absolutely phenomenal. This one is more of like an Edwardian era vibe. So good. They're just great. They're just great. They're so fun. And we have Foundry Side by Robert Jackson Bennett, which has sapphic representation. Very interesting coding kind of magic system in here. And I gotta say, by the time I got to the end of this trilogy, I was shocked by what Robert Jackson Bennett did with the world. It was explosive as fuck. It was very good. Then we have Spear by Nicola Griffith. This is a sapphic book, and it's one of my favorite novellas ever. This is a retelling of the myth of Paratar from the Knights of the Round Table, one of the least retold myths, and is an interesting also look at the Lady of the Lake, Nimue. We have The Daughters of Istahar by Hadir El-Spy. This is a sapphic book. Also, there's just lots of different kind of rep in here as well. This is kind of like a suffragette type of situation, but inspired by Egyptian mythology, and is a very interesting magic system, kind of akin to like Avatar: The Last Airbender. So it's very good. I really enjoyed this. I need to finish this duology because I have the second book on my shelves. I have not read that yet. We got The Jasmine Throne by Tasha Shuri, which has a ton of different rep. Our main rep is sapphic, of course, between Melanie and Priya. Revolutionary, one of my favorite fantasies ever, this one specifically, and the trilogy as a whole is also very, very good. Revolutionary, incredible magic systems. Tasha Shuri can do no wrong with the way that she writes her books. I love, read them. The Jasmine Throne, so good. We also have The Spear Cuts Through Water by Simon Jimenez. This is a standalone fantasy and is one of the most unique fantasies I have ever read in the way that it is told to you. So our main story is between these 2 people, and it's an Achillean relationship that are taking this spear from point A to point B. It's kind of like a mythological, legendary type of told tale, but you're getting this tale as you, second POV, are watching this play of this story while being also told by your grandma. It's phenomenal. Pick it up. I can't even explain it. It's very good. But yeah, Achillean rep in that one. We have She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan, which is an incredible masterpiece, not only of writing, but on gender and identity, and the way that Chu, our main character, kind of challenges the gods in a very interesting way. Because a lot of times in our fantasy books, if there are gods, it's a lot of a Western Christian ideal of like, you can't do anything without God seeing you. But in here, the gods are not necessarily foolable, but they don't pay attention to everything, right? So it's a lot of Shu wanting to pass under the radar so that she can steal her brother's destiny. And it's a lot of non-binary, fluid, trans. It's so good. Read these. Read these. This one and the sequel, phenomenal. I know I've missed some on my shelves. I know I have. But that is all I have for you today. And again, please go in the comments and leave your favorite queer books down there. YA, romance, thriller, horror, fantasy, sci-fi, everything. Leave them down below because I will want to read them. And I love that my rec list can change and grow every year as I do this and stay on the internet for as long as I have. So it's just fantastic. And it's great being gay. Remember to think back on the histories of queerness and who has fought for us to be able to be out and be proud. Protect the dolls, protect the children, all of them, especially trans kids, because holy motherfuck. In this climate that we're in, I am thankfully Canadian and I'm watching what's happening in the States, but it's happening really everywhere. And go hug your fellow queers and check in, because it's gonna be a tough Pride Month. It is going to be a tough one, but I love you all very deeply. You all are accepted here on my channel. Trans women are women, trans men are men, non-binary folks exist, and queer people of color need to be protected. I love you all very dearly. I'll catch you in another one very soon. Stay kind and keep on reading.